When I wake up, the first thing is that I wish I was still asleep, because in my dreams there is no depression. I'm not aware of the feelings that I feel when I'm conscious, which is a constant mental pain.
At my worst, waking up in the morning was quite difficult. I don't know, depression really, it's not just your mood, it really takes away all of your energy.
The morning and the nights are kind of the worst for me. A horrible feeling of worthlessness.
It's just discomfort, an impending sense of doom, regardless of the circumstances of the day, regardless of what's going on around me. It's just mental pain, discomfort, and the feeling of unease that doesn't seem to leave.
I saw my counsellor for about 4 years. I would say it was a kind of with mixed results, because it was nice to be listened to, but I don't really feel like I got anywhere.
It seemed oversimplistic to imagine that taking a pill would in some way make the pain go away. The nature of depression is very self-centered in a way that my feelings are so overwhelming, and the outside world seems irrelevant because I'm not a part of it, and I don't want to be a part of it. Certainly don't feel capable of being a part of it. There have been occasions in which I've left the house and had to turn around and come back again because the sound of the traffic is overwhelming. And so the best thing to do is turn around and walk away and be somewhere safe, even if it is incredibly lonely. It's better than being on display. It's not nice.
Part of my depression was the very low self-esteem, feeling of being unappreciated and going unnoticed. It really affected my choices at uni. Instead of doing what I really wanted to do, I took a safer option and didn't really aim for my passions.
Yeah, I guess leaving the house can be difficult. I don't know, if I'm just walking around on the streets, I feel for some reason like I will stand out somehow as strange, or like I'll annoy someone or something. And I kind of know it's irrational.
I feel like people will find something to judge about me even if they don't know me. I'm quite nervous about that. So I avoid areas where I'm likely to bump into people I know.
I've been waiting. Right, I didn't want to do shopping. I ain't got money to go shopping.
There was no excitement, and there was nothing other than trying to keep the mask on for other people. Because when people realise that you're suffering, they go out of their way to try and make you feel better. And that's great, but the nature of depression is that nothing external really makes any difference.
The problem with depression is that you don't really, there's no drive to help yourself, because you lack energy and enthusiasm towards life.
I'm Lucy Duggan. And I'm Lucy Barfoot. And our backgrounds are, I've got a fine art degree, that's kind of my side of things, the creative side.
And I've got a sociology and politics background from university, and I've got lived experience of mental illness. We realised there were so many empty shops around. We met in 2008, which was the year that the economy took a bit of a crash. And so there was all these empty shops, and we saw that they are a resource really waiting to be used. Well, we've always really liked the novelty of our location, having a project that's about mental health and happiness and creativity, having it in such a commercial setting, a setting that a lot of people associate a shopping mall with maybe not feeling very inspired. We like being here because this is where people are, this is where people come. I mean, most people, they work all week and they earn money, and at the weekend they come shopping, and that's the culture that we live in.
I'm happiest when I'm on my own or in my house, or if I'm with friends, people I know at least.
In social situations there's a lot of pressure to be kind of chatty, funny. I think it could be quite easy if you're not very educated on the subject, and if you don't know people who've suffered from depression, I think it would be quite easy for depression to come across as just people moping about and being kind of like sulky for no reason.
It's very difficult to read. I often find myself reading the same paragraph multiple times, and still the information doesn't stick in my head. It's very frustrating. Often I read entire books and I still don't really understand what it is that I've just read. Facebook. I avoid Facebook like the plague. Any kind of social media, I think. Although it may sound dramatic, it's not an over-exaggeration to say that my main focus when depressed is trying to disappear. Trying to erase my existence from the memory of other people. The idea of taking part in something like the Happiness Project can be seen almost like a dream. The most frightening thing is having to interact with other people. There is a lot of fear, a lot of shame.
Hello, how can I help you? You should come and join in.
This is one of our 10 different workshops, and all our workshops are designed to promote good mental health, mental well-being, resilience, and increasing our happiness.
Our workshops are all 2 hours long, and they combine both positive psychology and kind of accessible science-based learning, where we share stuff like why is it good to have more gratitude in your life, and how can you bring it to your life more. And then the second half is creative, so that we marry the two together, and the creative side always has some kind of purpose, so the tool that you make in the workshop is something that helps you to practice what we've talked about.
And we also noticed that when we were collaborating with our artwork, we were very playful, and people seemed to be attracted to the humour, and it seemed to add something of value. And we thought, well, people like to be happy, there's a lot of empty shops, maybe we could marry these two things and make something out of it.
We have no idea what kind of backgrounds the people have who come to our workshops, and that's something that I really love. We don't take referrals, we just don't know what anyone's experiencing, which is so important because this is a place where everyone can just be together. It doesn't matter what your background is, and it's not really a place to talk about what you're going through as such. It's more about look at what there is available if you practice it.
It's like a hook because it's fun, and to invite someone to come and talk about research and psychology might be a bit intimidating, but to invite someone to come and take part in a creative workshop is much more accessible, I think, for a lot of people. So a lot of people take creative, your ability to paint or your ability to play the piano, but we're talking about creativity in a much broader sense, which is creating your life, deliberately creating and constructing your life and levels of happiness through the things you choose to think and do.
I heard about the Happiness Project maybe about a year ago. I went to the Vitality workshop, which was about movement and exercises and keeping active.
I remember a really exciting figure from our last project was that 97% of people said that they were going to take action as a result of attending a workshop, which is just our dreams come true, that people can see that there's something for them to do.
Through engaging in the process of recovery, I was able for the first time to start to contemplate things like potentially having a family, having a boyfriend, even getting married, maybe having kids. For example, I now work for the Samaritans as a listener, so that's one way in which my experiences have kind of prepared me to make some kind of positive change, if that's at all possible. We owe it to ourselves and each other to talk about the things that are difficult.
I speak for anyone who's feeling really depressed at the moment. Going on antidepressants or any other chemicals is a bad idea. There's so many alternatives that anyone can try before going on antidepressants. And it's probably the easiest thing to do when you're in this mindset. It's the most simple thing and you don't really have to put yourself out there. But I guess it's a quick fix, you know?